Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another Next Up podcast. I'm excited to be back with you. Got a special guest tonight that's going to help us out in this powerful discussion about foods that may be banned if RFK Jr. is confirmed by the Senate under this new administration. So glad to have co-hosting with me tonight, and that is my wife and I's great friend, Karen Purvis. Karen, how are you doing?
Doing well, Dr. Ellison. It was great to just welcome in 225, hoping that there'll be some changes,
Yeah,
major changes being made in this administration, and this one in particular, because we really need to do something.
I tell you, we need some changes across the land.
hmm
You got your friend Teresa on. Teresa, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing just fine. I'm just as excited as I can be. I can't wait till you get started.
I'm thinking from what I heard about you earlier, you need some fiery excitement in that cold weather that you're at.
Bring it on, my dear friend. Bring it on.
Bring that. It'll be heated.
Going to get hot, everybody. So those of you that are listening by other social media places, we're on Spreaker. We're also on, of course, YouTube and Facebook, and we're also on a new site, Oyo, Oyyo dot social, Oyo Social. And I'd encourage all of our listeners to check out Oyo Social. Again, that is Oyyo dot social. Oyo.social. Powerful mixture of YouTube, Facebook, and all of that stuff created right by our African brothers and sisters from the continent, Karen, right from the continent.
Awesome. 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 Can't
Now,
beat.
can't beat that. I'm telling you, we're doing something new, something different to help elevate the great continent of Africa. Many people think it's a state, but no, it's 54 countries on that continent.
Absolutely.
Now, I want everybody to make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like, share, and subscribe. I wanted to see if Linda got in. Did Linda? I saw Linda pop up and I clicked on letting her in, but hopefully she got in. Okay, so let's get the boat on out into the ocean. I'm so glad to have you on. We just met today, Lynn Thompson. Actually, we just met today. How are you doing, Lynn? All right. Well, she was true to her word. You're muted, but that's okay. To get on.
Good and you?
Good evening. Good evening. All right. Good to have you on.
Yes.
It was a pleasure meeting you earlier today.
Yes, same here.
All right. All right. So if everyone would mute so that Karen and I, and we'll give opportunities for others to maybe give a thought or share somewhere close to the end. So tonight or today, whenever you're listening to this podcast, we're talking about food items that may be banned if RFK Jr. is approved by the Senate to be the Director of Health and Human Services under this new administration. And we're going to show the PowerPoint in just a moment where we're coming from. So again, for those that are just tuning in, my co-host tonight is Miss Karen Purvis, great friend of my wife, my girlfriend. 42 years, you all.
Unbelievable. Wonderful.
Here's Karen, and Karen is a great friend of ours, and thank you for coming over, helping out, and doing all that you do.
My pleasure. Glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, Karen, I'm gonna cover some objectives, and you can feel free to hop in there on some of these objectives before we get into the meat of what we're going to share tonight. So, everyone, of course, I think by now, if you're probably past 16 years of age, you realize that your number one wealth is your health. Your number one wealth is your health, and our health must be protected by what we know. All right, knowledge. The scripture says that I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, but it is determined your prosperity and your health hinges on what you know. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health according to the knowledge that you gain. So the number one objective is to empower people to make wise decisions when it comes down to food, Karen.
Yes.
Wise decisions. Number two, to empower people, here's a big one, to take control of their health.
Absolutely.
I don't think we're in control of our health if we've got to be at the doctor's office 4 or 5 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
We got to change that. It's something we got to tweak so we don't have to go there, and I like to say it like this, and have to outsource my health if I learn how to take better control of my health by making those wise decisions. The third objective is to empower people with the awareness to watch out, beware of these fake foods. Now, Karen, you prepare meals, right? Could you share a little bit about what you do? I'm a naturopathic doctor for those that are watching. I've been into this particular area, this space for the last 30 years, taught health and wellness in 7 or 8 different countries. I was a statewide coordinator for the Office of Minority Health and Health Disparities, and written several books down these lines, and done, oh my God, several thousand seminars. Karen, tell everybody about what you do in this space.
Well, I was never really interested in food or knowing, what I was eating, just eating it and not knowing how it was affecting me. But I had someone bring to my knowledge what was going on when I was working over 10 years ago. And I started to research and found out, oh my gosh, there's some issues here. And it just took hold. And I eventually went to school once I retired to become a nutrition health coach, which I've been for over 10 years. And it's really been a challenge because this is a purpose that I have. And when you have a purpose, it sticks with you. It sticks with you. And it's stuck with me, even when I tried not to follow it. But I realized I had to educate. And I go by the scripture, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's a big one, because when you don't know, you don't know. And we are given purposes in life to help people to get to know. So I've been doing this for a while and coaching people based on what they believe they needed, not necessarily pushing them anywhere. No, because food is very important to all of us. And it's been a challenge even for me. I will experiment on myself first and then give out the good news. Well, so when I cook, I had to look at the food and how food affected me or what was in it in order to determine how I had to substitute it. So I've been doing that as long as I've been, right before I came to Georgia. And in the midst of it, I've been pretty healthy, lost a lot of weight and feeling better and exercising, and my body said, thank you very much for thinking about me and not just your taste buds.
No, I like that. And it is a challenge. I mean, when you've been addicted to something, literally using that thing, and then there's certain things, how we have said for years, if you hear baseball, then there's a certain food item that's attached when you hear the word baseball.
Exactly.
Baseball and apple pie or something,
Hot dogs.
Come on. When you go to the movies, you expect what is it? Come on.
Popcorn with that crazy butter on it. It's not even butter. I don't know what it is.
Stuff on it. My wife and my children and I went to the movies over the Christmas holidays, and as soon as we hit the grounds, you could smell the stuff coming out of the movie theater. That bad fats, those bad fats that were in the popcorn. I told them, don't think about it. Back home, I'll make you all some popcorn.
Absolutely. We've all had it.
Come on, I'm telling you, instead of going in there like I used to as well, indulging in that stuff. So I said all that to say to everybody, there's hope. Trust you me, there's hope. If I could break my sugar addiction, if I could break that habit of gnawing on the pig's tail,
Hmm.
if I could break the habit of throwing the pork chop sandwich between the bread, we back up and say it the way it is, Karen.
Pork chop sandwich.
The
And
parasite worm sandwich, piece of meat between the bread, because that's what it is.
that's what it is.
And I know I'm stepping on some sacred cows already, but let me get through these objectives.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So the fourth objective is to help people, Karen, and you mentioned it earlier, feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is very important, because my feeling well has a lot to do with my energy. My energy hinges on what I put in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yep.
trying to get through these objectives, Karen, but what I put in, if what I put in does not match my chemical makeup, in other words, if the chemical makeup of that item does not match my biological makeup, sooner or later, I'm going to have problems. Nowadays, it's the sooner than the later.
Yes.
Ingesting so many food items that are really not organic or the way our Creator intended them to be. Anything you want to say down those lines?
Well, absolutely. We didn't make food. God made food.
Yeah.
And God made food a specific way so that it would energize our bodies and keep us thriving, keep us nurtured, and keep us well.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to understand that whatever is made in this world comes with instructions. And we have instructions in terms of how to eat. Now, it may be hard to go to the basics right now because there's so much tantalizing us, but we have to understand what God gave us and incorporate as much as we can of that in our food, whatever we put together. And so the body has intelligence. The body knows what it needs. The body, as the Bible says, is fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes.
We don't have to tell it what to do. It knows what to do. And it wants to be well all the time.
Come on, come on. And this
But
is
it
what
needs what it needs.
it needs, what it needs, not what, as you said earlier, and I used to be like that too, and no doubt many listening are in that game, and that is being led by the taste buds.
Mm-hmm.
Being led by the taste buds instead of the quality of the foods that we in our system. So our fourth objective is to empower people with information so we can feel better.
Yes.
I'm a guy, I don't like pain. Oh my God, I do not like pain. So whatever it takes, if it tastes bitter, I just got to endure the bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't taste like a honey bun, tastes like grass, Lynn, I may just have to endure the taste of the grass.
But your body will get used to what you give it, right?
It
It'll
will.
get used to it. And even when you would want to stop something that's so good, you hate to do it, but give it time. Give it a month. Give it 3 weeks to a month. Before you know it, you'll say, I'm not even craving that anymore. I don't want that. Even though I love it, maybe I'll have it once and just see how it affects me. But after that, it's like, nope, the body doesn't want it anymore.
Come on, that is so true.
Yes.
Number five is to help people. When we teach, we impart this kind of information. It is also designed to help people slow down the aging process.
Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
Oh, that is a big one, Karen. We're aging too fast. We're looking older at younger ages.
Yes.
Look at some of our teenagers nowadays. Oh my God, looking older at a young age. And a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it is directly connected to what's on the other end of that fork
Absolutely.
or that spoon.
And it's biological age and there's this physical age. Your body can be young within. You know what I mean? And when it's young within, you have more energy. You may look a little older than how you act, but there's two parts to that. And we can absolutely allow the food to help us physically be younger as well as biologically be younger.
Oh, true. I don't believe that our creator gave us stuff that would like escalate the aging process.
No.
No, it's this other stuff, and we're going to bring the PowerPoint up in just a moment. It's other stuff that we're not aware of that's in our food items that's helping to accelerate the aging process, degenerative diseases, feeling bad, loss of energy, mental disorders. People don't realize that either, but there are mental disorders that are coming from what we're ingesting.
Exactly. Our brains need nutrition as well. It needs certain types of food to operate. There are cells there as well. There's cells all through our body that die off if you don't feed it what it needs. It's like giving a car some gas. You don't give it gas, it can't run.
That's right. You got to look, depending on the car, you got to give it that specific. If it requires 93 octane, you got to give it 93. And I like what you shared there, Karen, because 20% of our immune system is right up here. 80% of our immune system is in our gut.
Right.
There is a gut-brain connection. What I put in my intestinal tract affects my brain because these two operations are connected.
Yes.
The gut-brain connection, I forgot maybe the exact terminology, but again, the point is 80% of our immune system is in our intestinal tract, and the other 20% is in our brain area. So what I put in here affects here.
Absolutely.
And what I'm thinking here affects there.
Right. Right.
You ever been under stress, you don't feel like eating, undue stress? Where's that coming from? Right up here, anxieties, whatever, and you don't feel like eating. Or if you're stuffed, it clouds your thinking. So these two areas are greatly connected. Let me finally give this last one, Karen.
Okay.
Objective in sharing health information, and this is a really big one. And that is to help people put brakes on the undertaker. Cause to cause the undertaker to wait. Hold up. Hold up. You're not going to get this body anytime soon. I used to tease with a friend of mine back in North Carolina. I said, I will probably end up burying you, preaching your funeral.
You told him that?
Yeah, because the way he was eating. And if you stay on this track, what do you call it? What's the other word for it? Mortician.
Okay.
I'm like, man, if you keep eating the way you're eating, I may end up preaching your funeral.
Okay. Who wants to hear that? But we don't put two and two together. You know what I mean? We have to realize that what we put within our body is either going to move us or stop us in our tracks.
It is.
We have to know what's affecting us. And this is a platform to get it done and to let people know. And I am grateful that Robert Kennedy is on that platform.
I am too. Now, let's go there, Karen.
Okay.
But I don't think are aware, let me make sure I'm getting it here, are aware of that guy getting in position. Yeah, yes. You want to share a little bit while I'm pulling up the PowerPoint, because this is not the one.
Okay. Yes, it's a great thing because there are many people, doctors, there are holistic doctors, functional doctors, there are skilled people in the health and welfare field that have specific information about food. The problem is most people don't know who they are, so they don't get the information. And so I have decided that I will be developing a newsletter maybe in a couple of weeks of this month to start the year right, and do this newsletter so that I can educate people about some of these initiatives that people are going to do and how they can teach us how to shift to the other side of the fence. What we're being given today is just one side. And that one side is eat what you want. Don't worry about what's in it. If it tastes good, looks good, feels good, smells good, you're on the right track. However, that's not correct because not everything is good for you. And with our ignorance and not knowing what's in certain foods, we get caught up. We get caught up in tantalizing our taste buds. In fact, today I had a friend who gets Publix foods that are almost expired. He gets all kinds of things, chips and bread and all kinds of things. And he happened to bring a box of chips to my house. And I said, what is this? I said, I can't eat this. I said, let me just look at them first and see what the ingredients are. And I have an app called Yuka, Y-U-K-A. That's very important for people to have. It's a very easy app, costs nothing. Get it at the app store. When you go shopping, all you have to do is scan the barcode and it will tell you the quality of what you're buying, from poor to excellent, from additives, salt, sugar. You don't have to read a label anymore. You've got something that can help you maneuver through the grocery store.
Now, Karen, I think that's extremely important. Years ago, we didn't have to utilize Yuka. I have it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do that years ago because we knew who, what, when, how, and where our foods were raised.
Right.
From the garden to the nowadays, the food is traveling, oh my God, I mean, the hours.
Days.
You know, and do we think that the food is going to maintain its freshness when it's being transported days and miles and hours upon hours? No, that's not the case. So going back to what Karen was sharing, you all, I've been studying Robert F. Kennedy for a number of years, long before last year he was running for president and got hooked up with President-elect Donald Trump. And I'm not here promoting Democrat or Republican or independents. We're here to promote health, our number one wealth, which is our health. But what I have looked into from following him and many like him, or let me say it like this, Karen, like us, because in the health area, he speaks my language.
Me too.
And this is why you all, when you hear Karen and I talking about hoping that he is confirmed by the Senate, because we believe that there are going to be some great policy changes that will be made that will affect our health. Now, you'll get used to me. Let me just go off a little while right there on that one, Karen. Listen, policies govern everything.
Correct.
Now, of course, in his case, we need somebody at that national level that's going to utilize that position to make some policy changes about all of this stuff that's in our food supply that people are not aware of.
Right.
You know, I ask people, if I was to ask those that are owned right now, how many has ever heard of azadi carbonamide? Have you ever heard of azadi carbonamide? Could you wave your hand? Have you ever heard of azadi carbonamide? Teresa, have you ever heard of atrazine? No, she's muted.
Is she muted?
No, I have not.
You what?
I'm sorry. That's what I'm here for. Talk to me, speak to me, teach me.
You've not heard of azadi carbonamide?
Talk to me.
All right, now let me go back and put Lynn on the spot. Lynn, you've never heard of atrazine or azadi carbonamide?
No.
Oh, you all are just playing games with me. I know you are.
No.
You've never heard of bisphenol A? What about red number 4?
No.
Wow.
Who Who else just joined us? Who was that? Is that
Thomas.
that Brother Gaston? All right, Brother G, you mean to tell me you haven't heard of Blue Number 4?
Nah, it sound like somebody I used to date though.
Or
Because it was blue.
it sound like somebody. Welcome to Brother Thomas Gaston, y'all. You've heard nothing yet. You've heard nothing yet. Trust you me. So we need to be aware of what's happening. And this guy, if he's confirmed and makes some of the policy changes that people like myself and Karen and many others that we're just not conscious of, if he makes some of those policy changes, we are confident the health of America will get better.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
But I'm going back to policy governs everything. Listen to this, you all. You have policies about what you eat in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, policy governs everything. In other words, laws. Man was born into laws like fish were born into water and survival.
Mm-hmm.
Govern everything. They govern my mental health. They govern my marriage. They govern our physical body. Laws govern how we do business with one another. Come on. So I said all that to say, Karen, it's important to have somebody at a national level that will make laws that will better the health of the people. Why? Because that individual or individuals are aware of what's going on, what's happening.
Absolutely, Dr. Ellison.
All right. So, Karen, we're going to take a station break, if you would. And Thomas Gaston is going to drop one on us. And then we're going to come back and get into this PowerPoint. He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's hear it.
I oftentimes say this on our Men Magnifying Manhood platform. Is your wife on?
Unfortunately, she's at back pain, so she's upstairs relaxing. So I tell her to relax.
Sure.
But this is not the first time we hear of this. I think we need to hear more of this. This is, like you said, platforms like this is needed. I wish I would have knew earlier. I would have, got some of the church members, took the tablet to the church, put them there, and put it up on the screen and had a whole audience.
Gotcha.
But I'll know for the next one, Doc.
Hey, that's right. The next one may be tomorrow night. Anyway, go ahead.
Right.
That joke, this guy loaded with jokes, you guys, that he stole from his wife.
That's why she ain't here. I told her to stay upstairs. She don't know
what I'm talking about. But give it to us. Give us one of your jokes.
All right, let's go. Got a funny story to tell you, and it goes like this, right? I heard about these 3 bishops. They was out on this little boat fishing. So one of the bishops said, "Man, this is nice. We don't do enough of this, like in the sense of letting our hair down and having a good time." So he said, "Listen, I got an idea. Why don't we each go around and tell one of our greatest sins?" So he said, "Okay, I go first. I'm a liar. I hate to say it, but I just love lying." The second bishop said, "Well, I'm a cheater. I haven't filed my taxes for many years." The third bishop was quiet for some time. So the other 2 bishops said, "Hey, you got to say something, man. Come on, you got to tell us something, because we're not getting off this boat if you don't say nothing to us." He said, "Well, I'm a gossiper. I love to gossip, and I can't wait to get off this boat."
Oh, my God. You going to tell all the other guys.
That's cute.
Oh, thank you, Brother G. Thank you. He's loaded with that kind of stuff, you all. Trust you, me. Tonight, we're talking about some of those more grocery items that may be banned under RFK Jr.'s health initiatives. I want to read some of this. All right, and then we're going to break it down, Karen. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s proposed health policies, going back to policies, could dramatically reshape the American food landscape. And of course, as you see, this is coming from MSN. So I'm just pulling it right from there. with a focus on eliminating potentially harmful artificial additives. Wait a minute. Wait. What is it doing in there in the first place?
Huh.
Karen, what is it doing in the first place? But with a focus on eliminating potentially harmful artificial additives. Well, I don't want anything artificial, period. In
Right.
my artificial lets me know it's not real.
Not real.
It's man-made.
Right.
We're talking about putting something man-made in a God-developed body.
Exactly. Exactly. How does that work? How does that work?
Come on. How does that work?
Like putting water in your gas tank.
Well, people like, come on, don't you think you're going a little bit too far? You know, I've been used to eating this and stuff. But
Mhm.
go put water in your gas tank. To put
Yeah.
water is supposed to be at.
Right.
So with a focus on eliminating potentially harmful additives, his approach challenges the current food industry standards. Now,
Mhm.
that right there lets me know we need to have an awareness on the standards of the industry.
Mhm.
We can't turn a deaf ear, close our eyes to what somebody else is producing for us. Oh, no, we can't do that. I want to know, Brother G, when I shop, I talk to my food. Now, people think I'm a nut, but that's all right. I'm healthy at this year 60, my mid-60s. You know, I talk to my food and I ask it, who raised you?
Hmm.
How did they raise you?
Mhm.
What did they raise you? You know, what did they feed that chicken,
Mhm.
that cow, or that whatever you're eating? What did they feed the fish? We're going to see that in just a moment.
Mhm.
So we just can't close our eyes because not everybody's going to treat us like daddy and mama
That's right.
when it comes down to what to put in our body. More than 60% of grocery store products contain chemical colorings, sweeteners, or preservatives, according to a recent study.
The only way to keep it on the shelf, the only way to attract people to continue to eat it, the only way to make money. That's the bottom line.
Wow. So you telling me that it seems like there are people who are more interested in making the money versus promoting our health?
Absolutely, because it's continuous. It's continuous. I had talked about some chips that I received, and I didn't want those chips.
Mhm.
But my friend was eating some chips. He knew they were wrong. I said, let me try that chip. Oh man, it was so tasty. I kept digging in the bag and I'm saying to myself, what are you doing? You know better. And when I took my app and rated it, it was bad. I knew it was bad.
Oh,
Tasted too good to be good.
oh, you said it tasted too good to be good.
No, right. Tasted too good to be good. I knew it was bad, but I couldn't stop eating it and I had to throw the bag away to
Wow.
get rid of it.
Oh my.
So that's how food is arranged.
But you know, Karen, they put items in the food to make people hungrier, addictive, and fatter.
Correct.
And people don't know that because, see, I'm disturbed. Lynn, where you at, Lynn? I'm disturbed that Lynn and Teresa and Thomas didn't know about azotic carbonamide. Thomas thought azotic carbonamide was his former girlfriend. That broke up with it. Let's look at some of these food items because the time is slipping away. All right, here's the first one, Karen. Instant noodles.
Mm-mm-mm.
Instant noodles are a convenient staple for many, but they often contain high levels of sodium. High levels. Man, I'm amazed at some of these items. 1,000 milligrams of sodium.
Half the amount of the day.
Exactly. I've seen some 12 and 1,300.
Unbelievable.
but they often contain high levels of sodium, artificial flavors, and preservatives like tertiary, I'll just go and say TBHQ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is why, like Karen said, you all use your phone to shop with.
That's right.
You can't pronounce the word, more than likely you don't understand what the word means.
Yeah, absolutely. They hide a lot of stuff through words so that we don't know what they are. So we just ignore it.
Yeah.
Simple
And
things like sugar and salt can be called something different.
come on. And so we just rush to the supermarket, pick it up, throw it in the basket. I'm hungry. I got to have something to eat.
Right.
Not thinking about what it's going to do. TBHQ is a synthetic antioxidant that has been linked to negative health effects in some studies. Now, so that you all won't think that we're just patting RFK on the back, in my case, and you've heard what Karen shared, I've been studying this stuff for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I knew anything about an RFK Jr., and I was alerting people, warning people as much as possible, you need to read the label. Because if you don't know what TBHQ is, azoticarbonamide and atrazine and all that stuff, you need to at least consider it. But you know, I've had some kickback from some, Karen, because they were more driven by their taste buds,
Right.
but they were common sense. You know,
Which is sad. And then you have to look at the serving sizes, because if you're eating too much of it in one serving and you love this food and you keep doing it over and over and over again, not even realizing how much you're eating, you're really impacting the damages that it can create to your body.
you really are. I mean, you're really compounding it. I mean, just
Oh, goodness.
get in there. And of course, if you ate a pack of that today, more than likely you're not going to have some manifested physical problem. The
No.
problem, Karen, we're eating not only that, now we're probably eating, well, let me get back here. We're probably eating some of this other stuff packed on with that, and then some other stuff with that. And before
Mm-hmm.
build up,
Mm-hmm.
here's another one. Oh, look at this one. What? I thought salmon was good.
Mm-hmm. Well,
What I hear all the time. Dr. Ellison, come on, salmon. Karen, I found out this is one of the most dangerous, what we're showing right here is one of the most dangerous items in the supermarket.
and why is that?
And great question. That is because they take these salmon out into the ocean so far in a net, and they feed them with genetically engineered corn, wheat, and soy, which are the three genetically engineered items.
Yes.
And feed these salmon corn. Since when does corn grow in the ocean? Since when does wheat grow in the ocean? Come on.
Yeah.
So why are you giving this species, why are you giving it something that it wouldn't on its own?
You wouldn't eat.
You know, I could imagine Karen, the fish family talking about the humans. I could imagine that. They're talking about the humans. Here they go. Oh my God, they're going to catch Uncle Bill and put them in a net.
And they're going to mess him up. And then they put coloring into the fish.
Oh.
That's the number 5s and the number 2s. That's what those numbers are, people, is that those are colorings that go into our food to make it look more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that salmon may not look like that coming right from the sea, but they're going to add something to it in addition to what they already did to make it look better.
Why do you have to do me like that? Why do you have to play on my senses like that?
It's not right.
Why can't you just leave it alone? Is it not good in the state that God created it?
Exactly.
And this is where we have to go at times. Does God need man's help on the food supply?
No, not at all. He knows what he gave us and what we should be eating. He knows exactly what makes us run. Again, like the car, you need optimum ingredients for your car to run properly and for your body to run properly.
You do.
And when you mess it up with different things you think is cheaper or whatever, it's not going to work.
Not
It's not
going
going to work.
See, we do God like that, but we don't do that Ford or that Chevrolet or that Mercedes Benz dealer like that.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about it, Dr. E. Oh my gosh.
We don't put the wrong stuff in that Mercedes and take it back then to the manufacturer and say, you know what, I put X amount of oil or type of oil or gas in it and it's just not working.
Yeah.
In fact, the dealer is going to sit back and say, well, what do you think? That's not what was in the manual.
Right.
Put in there, but we'll do God like that. Well, I know you told us to put such and such in our bodies, but the industry, the food industry created something that tastes real good.
Yeah, and I want that. My body's telling me to go get it. Go get it.
Go get it.
And keep eating it.
And we expect God to just sit back and just pat us on the shoulder. Well, I understand that you were driven by your taste buds, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Come on. Thomas has his hand up. Thomas, you got a question for us?
Yes. Going back to the noodles, you were saying how bad they for you. Is that just only the ramen noodles?
Well, I think we would have to go back first and foremost to the label. Yeah. What are the ingredients?
Mm-hmm.
What is that noodle made of, and what is inside of it? See, I share with people anything that comes in a box, a can, a package, or if it simply has a label, read that label.
Yes.
It's telling us what is inside of it. And if you don't understand what those words mean, pull out that smartphone and look it up, you know. But you know, there are a lot of deceptions, but that would be where I would say to start. Karen, you want to add anything to that? You read the label because by law, they're supposed to be putting the stuff on the label of exactly what is in there.
Right.
And
But, you know,
Dr. Ellison, sorry.
some labels and things are so small, you know, that you can't see. So it you know, when you go shopping and stand there to read every label, it's just, you know, it's time. You know, a lot of people, I believe, just don't, you know, they want to be in and out when it comes to grocery stores. So what would you recommend?
Well, as I mentioned, the Yuka, YUKA app
Yeah,
through the App Store is what you should have. There are several others, but I found that to be amazing because it gives you, all you do is scan the barcode, and you get all the information you need from rating it from poor to excellent. And then when you want to find out why, they give you everything that's in the product. If it's hazardous, food coloring, any kind of chemicals or toxins, they list them all. It would take you less than a minute to determine whether this is something you want to purchase because it gives you information immediately. Right. You don't have to stand there and read labels. People don't do that anyway. But this app will give you everything you need to make a determination as to whether you should buy it.
Okay.
And
it's
free.
And the barcode.
Yeah, it scans the barcode and gives it all to you. And this company is in another country where a lot of these ingredients that we put in our food, they don't. They've banned them. That's why I think RFK is on this the way he is, because he knows a lot of this stuff that's in our food is banned in other countries. So another country, I forgot which one, made this app to recognize the things that are in food that shouldn't be.
But you know, he brings out a very unique point.
Mm.
You got this stuff on the label. I tried to read one the other day. The
Yep.
label was so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then the writing was so small. And here's what I found out over the years. The longer the list, more than likely you're getting ready to be had.
Yes.
You hear that?
Yep.
Lynn, did you hear that? The longer the list,
Yes.
you're probably ready to be had. Now, why do I say it like that? I don't see that long list on an apple or a carrot. So why am I going and picking up an item and you got the list so long, and then why is the writing so small?
Yeah.
Something's up. That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is up to bamboozling us.
Right.
Yes.
Or getting us like Brother Gasson said, well, I ain't got time to sit there and go through that whole list.
Right.
Could that not be a part of the strategy to entice you? Just go ahead and pick it up instead of
And just buy it. That's right. Stick it in your cart. Get it anyway because you like it. Why are you analyzing it?
by the way your stomach is growling. You're ready to hurry up and get home. Just pick
Right.
it up,
Right.
in your cart and go on. And you keep doing that over and over and over. And before you know it, you got so much stuff in your house that's bad for you that you're not even conscious of it.
Nope.
Adolf had two, now he had other ones. He had two dominant ways of killing the Jews.
Mm.
One way is that he would starve them to death. You all have seen he would starve them to death. And then another way that was unique, other than gunning them down, having them gunned down, is that he would poison them to death.
Mm.
Some time ago, the Lord spoke to my heart and said, that's what's happening on the average American's table.
Absolutely. Yep.
Table. We are poisoning ourselves and starving ourselves, Carrie, with the same food item. We're starving ourselves because what's supposed to be a carrot that's been tampered with in a factory, or supposed to be a watermelon that's been tampered with, produced without seed. You cannot tell me that that thing without a seed is of the same quality and nutritional value as the one with the seed.
And Dr. E, you said it all because minerals, vitamins, we don't sit down at our table and try to determine how many minerals and vitamins this food has, or what is it giving me, or what is it not giving me. We don't think about that. And so when they tamper with the food as they do, and we're eating that, we don't know what we're getting or not getting. We don't have a clue because we don't understand what's necessary to maintain our energy, to maintain our thriving abilities. We get sick. We don't know why. We go get meds. Meds don't do a thing. They just keep us where we're at. So, yes, we don't know the quality of the food.
I got an issue. Why aren't we thinking about it?
I don't know.
You said, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't get it.
That we just nonchalantly go along with what they are producing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yes.
I have a question, a comment. I have a question and a comment. I've got my comment, but my question remains because I love salmon. And I like to know, should we continue to eat salmon?
You love salmon after I've shown you this?
Wait, now you just now showing it to me. Can I just stop liking it? Just like tell me more about salmon.
Oh, I'm just messing with you.
That's
but let me read this and then I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
This artificial coloring has raised health concerns in some studies. Kennedy's policies could lead to a closer examination of aquacultural practices. In other words, how they are dealing with these fish, possibly favoring wild, here it is, here's your answer.
Yep.
Favoring wild caught salmon or demanding transparency. Oh, come on. Now that bothers me right there. Let me finish reading it, though it bothers me. That he's got a demand, or the people who are really concerned about our health have got to demand transparency about additives used in fish farming. That's got to be considered. I thought you were transparent. I thought you were producing stuff for the betterment of our health. Because if you're concerned about the betterment of my health, you're not going to hide things from my understanding, as Karen mentioned. That's an issue. I'm only saying that to say, as Karen was alluding to earlier, you really got to think about it. So, Teresa,
Talk to me.
bring you out of Salmon prison. Mental crises that she's going through right now, Karen, until she gets her answer. Panicking in a crisis mode, you got to tell me something because I love salmon. Guess what?
Right.
Guess what? Guess what?
I'm listening, dear.
I love salmon too. It's my favorite food.
Oh,
You're not by yourself. But to answer your question, we want to stick with the wild caught Alaskan salmon preferably. But you want to make sure it's wild caught. And
Right. Right.
that are not farm raised.
Right.
You see there on the screen is an image of a farm raised salmon.
Mm.
To where they had to go and add the coloring to it, to your senses, your sight, that you would, oh, this looks good. So you buy that without even thinking about what's in it, how
Right.
it's raised, what it was fed. Does that free you up?
Oh, you answered my question. I do eat my fish is always wild caught.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's.
But can I have a comment, but it's to the last previous one on the noodles. Can I comment on that?
You may.
Okay, good. I read an article on noodles, ramen noodles, as I believe Thomas has spoke of earlier, that if you put a what do you call that? The glass, the microscope.
Microscope.
Yeah, magnifying glass is what I was trying to say. If you put a magnifying glass to the noodles, you can see little critters running around.
Whoa.
That's gross. Wow.
That is. Oh.
On the noodles?
On the noodles. So I've been stopped eating. I've been stopped eating ramen noodles years ago, but I still eat, other kinds of noodles. Do they have that in the other kind of noodles too?
Well, we don't have time to get into that deeper. But now you done caused me to go back to Brother Gaston. Brother Gaston?
Yeah.
Listen, TT, little critters, the little critters need somewhere to live too.
What? State that again.
I said the little critters need somewhere to live too. Why not in the noodles?
Oh, come on now. I'm on this platform to understand what to eat and what not to eat. You trying to encourage me to continue to eat noodles
with critters?
Give the little critters a home. Eat the noodles.
Oh, bye.
Teresa, that's a joke. Let's go to number 3 and close.
That ain't real. That's right.
That's not
Lisa,
real.
I'll tell you what to eat for noodles. I'll tell you later. You want to know?
So let's go to the last one for tonight. No, you got to remember now when he comments, Teresa, you just got to know, you got to remember it's Thomas Gaston. All right? We're going to start with this one. Check this.
Real quick before you start.
No.
Look at this one. Look at
Oh,
that.
Don't eat that stuff.
Sweet. Equal. These things even in hospitals, in hotels.
Yep, everywhere.
Everywhere. And let's read what it says here. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame. Now, Teresa, I know you've heard of aspartame before tonight.
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel better now. Lynn, what about you? Have you heard of aspartame before tonight? Where's Lynn at? We didn't run Lynn off, did we, Thomas?
Probably did.
He got scared.
No, I'm not scared. I'm gathering information for myself because I need to know.
Yeah.
No.
Good for you.
Gotcha, yeah. I love having fun that you all can see that. And trust me, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose are widely used in diet sodas, sugar-free products. If it says sugar-free, you better do like what the Supremes sang in that song, stop of life instead of love.
Okay.
That song she sang, stop in the name of love. And
Your body. Love
song,
your body.
it says stop in the name of life. If it says sugar-free, better watch it, because more than likely it's going to have something like aspartame or equal or and all those other things we just saw. So while they reduce caloric intake, some research suggests potential links to metabolic disorders and negative gut health impacts. Karen, speak to that.
Well, I was on another scenario that it can create neurological problems, mental problems. Okay, I remember seeing a friend of mine in the train station, Teresa, when I was home on the commuter rail, and I heard her say something about sweet and low or something. I said, "Hello, what are you putting in your drink?" I said, "Don't do that." And she was saying she was getting headaches a lot. I said, "That's contributing to your headaches, even though I don't know why you're getting headaches, but you can best believe if you do that a lot, it's contributing to your headache."
It is.
So those sweeteners are dangerous, big time, in several ways. And Dr. Ellison, you said metabolic issues as well?
Yes.
My goodness. Sugar's bad enough. Never mind these artificial sweeteners. And the sugars are refined anyway, so they're not good from the get-go.
Come on.
Okay?
It looks like, if you're going to choose which poison, you'd be better off with the sugar.
Got that right. Because it is poison.
Now, I'm not going to eat either one of the poisons, not knowingly.
Right.
But I'm definitely not going to go put something that it literally tells me artificial, not consciously knowing it. But see, you're not supposed to know that.
Right.
You're supposed to just go in there, put something in your basket, hurry on home, get the food prepared so you all can sit down at the table and put something in your stomach and just get that sense of feeling in the stomach. And that's what a lot of people do.
Yep.
Unawareingly, not being conscious. And we're going to have to stop here, but I want to close out by going back to one of those words and adding two more words to what you mentioned earlier, Karen. People don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand for years.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Like this would do in my body. So to build anything, the way to build, please hear this, you all, as we're preparing to close, anything is through these three words: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
Yes.
House, whether it's my physical house, my mental house, my spiritual house, my relationship houses, every house, Solomon said, is built by those three things. Aaron, we cannot build our physical house by the lead of our taste buds.
Amen on that one.
And it doesn't work. Particularly when the taste buds have been introduced to something at a young age that gets us hooked to it, and we have to go through World War VI to get detached from that substance.
Preach.
I'm preaching good.
My God.
Teresa, am I preaching good?
You
Yes,
are.
it is.
Brother, preach.
Oh, that was me.
Glad so.
That was me.
That was me.
That was him.
I was saying preach. That's my cousin Karen. I'm logging in from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm loving
Michelle, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm loving this.
How long have you been here for a little bit?
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, excellent.
Actually, I probably was like 15 minutes late. Let me say that's about 15 minutes
Wonderful.
late. Yeah.
Thank you for coming, hon. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Carry on.
We're almost done now. We'll be back.
I didn't know I was not. I'm sorry. I didn't know I wasn't on mute. Sorry.
What you've been on?
Say that again.
No, just kidding with you. I said, you don't know what you may have been sharing that's going to hit the public since you've been on.
I'm actually cooking right now. I came home, I'm cooking.
Doc,
we just, you were saying something, Thomas?
yeah, we talk about the salmon real quick. So if the salmon says wild catch from a farm, is it good?
I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it because see, it's like a lot of the stuff they got out there nowadays that says organic, food standards.
No, that's true.
So if it says wild caught from the farm, see, I'm gonna have to go back into the space of who is raising you. With what are you being raised? Before they stick that label organic, because there's deceptions are running rampant.
Rampant, yes.
Of make the dollar off the customer.
Yep.
To satisfy the interests of the board member of the corporation. And I'm telling you stuff that I've gone behind the scenes and found out some of this stuff. Anybody ever heard of Codex Alimentarius?
I don't even know that one.
Sound like a terrorist from across the water.
Sounds like a what?
Sound like a terrorist group from across the water.
It's very terroristic, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to explain that one tonight. You all are going to have to come back and join us. Guys, we just got past 3 of the 26.
Wow.
Are you all available to come back tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow, yes, let's continue.
Same back time.
Yes.
Channel.
Yes.
Dr. E, I may not be able to. I have a
Who?
I have a friend coming in. My nephew's coming in from Arkansas, so I may not Arkansas, whatever, out west. So I may not.
Aaron, you haven't dealt with any of that artificial stuff, have you?
What are you asking me?
The picture is turned upside.
You know why? No, a car was coming in and I was trying to get rid of it.
Gotcha. No, just messing.
I know, that's okay. You gotta laugh through this stuff because it's very somber. Very somber.
We got to stay on it and keep it out there Saturday evening. How are you guys Saturday?
I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the week except for tomorrow.
I'm good for Saturday. Can I also make a comment to Thomas?
Yes.
He's trying to get me to eat the ramen noodles with critters. Why can't he eat the fish?
Oh,
That's right. I need a little color anyway. I need to eat the fish. Look, I'm too light.
Oh no.
I like that, Teresa. She came right back in.
I know, right? She was thinking about that. Let me come up with something. Oh, that's funny.
Saturday evening at 6. I got another one already on Friday. We would do Friday or Saturday evening at 6. Those that are watching,
I can do it.
our other social sites, we're going to be back on Saturday evening at 6. You notice that we're not just running through these things. We're breaking it down. We're talking about the why.
Yep.
Things in our conviction needs to be banned. Because I can tell you one thing, Teresa. I'm not any of those critters.
I know that's right.
They're not coming in this house.
And you know what, too? There are some critters crawling inside of us already because we're eating stuff we shouldn't be eating. So you gotta think about that. They don't just stay on the food; they go inside.
Go inside. You all don't
creeping around.
You don't want me to tell you what they found in one guy's intestinal tract.
Oh Lord! Maybe on Saturday.
Maybe on Saturday we'll talk about that. Thank you all for joining us on this Next Up podcast as we've been talking about 26 foods that we got started on 26 foods that may be banned. American public has been consuming for years, unconscious, unaware, in many cases bamboozled, sedated, put to sleep. concerning our health, and it's ridiculous, and we have got to bring awareness.
Absolutely.
All right.
Got to start in the home.
It was.
All right.
Thank you all for joining. If those of you that are out there, if you need consultation, some of you to break some of those habits, you got to sit down and talk to the head shrinker. I mean, the nutrition. So if you need consultation, reach out to me at dr.cal.ellison@gmail, dr.cal@gmail.com. Or you could go to my website at ellisonsconsulting.com and contact me there either way and request a consultation. You'll also find books that are up there as well. And Karen, if you would give them how they can contact you, for anybody who want to contact you, you put together dynamic meals and you do what you do, give them how they could contact you as well.
Okay, well, again, my name is Karen, last name Purvis, Purvis. Teresa knows me. We talk now and then, but for the rest, and Michelle. And my website is called The Sacred Pantry. The Sacred Pantry. We are sacred beings, and we have to follow the foods that are in the pantry, okay? So The Sacred Pantry is my website at gmail.com. Yes, gmail.com. And you can reach me through that. And my phone number, 617-680-6479. And I am an integrative nutrition health coach. And all I do is just study food. Are we still around, guys?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, I just saw my face showing. I didn't see anything else. So that's me. So that's both of us. And we have so much information to share with you guys. I'm telling you, you won't go wrong. You won't go wrong, especially with Dr. E. He's my mentor and my partner here. And this
It's been a pleasure. I remember when we first got started, when we met there at the chamber meeting, and it's been on ever since.
Ever since.
So
that was when I first got here to Georgia.
Yes. It was good having you all on. Was it Kenya? Having you on tonight?
Yep, Michelle. Yep.
Michelle, Lynn, and Teresa. Stay away from those critters.
Yeah.
Heard what Teresa said to you. You're going to challenge her about the critters? All right. Anyway, thank you all for watching, for tuning in with this. Don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe to the Next Up channel. And we will see you next time
Next Saturday
on Next Up. See you Saturday at 6:30. We'll send the link.
All
Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, Happy New Year,
Have a good
everyone.
night.
God bless you.
Happy New Year. That's
Y'all
right.
keep
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Happy
sis.
New Year. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.